Swadika, and thank you for joining us for the morning edition of NBT World Brief. You're with me, Tra Thirakalsan. Prime Minister Anutin Chanvirakul says the recent unrest in Thailand's deep south involves multiple factors and requires a major overhaul of intelligence operations while ordering swift legal action and urgent assistance for those affected. Prime Minister Anutin says the recent wave of unrest in the three southern border provinces is complex and involves several overlapping issues. He stressed that investigations must be accelerated to identify those responsible and determine the origins of the attacks. The Prime Minister confirmed that the incidents constitute acts of unrest as they occurred simultaneously across all three provinces and targeted specific locations. He said preliminary assessments suggest a combination of political factors, ill intentions, and attempts to disrupt peace and stability in the area, emphasizing a thorough overhaul of intelligence operations.
มันหลายๆอย่างรวมกันนะครับก็สอบถามแล้วก็ให้ผู้ที่เกี่ยวข้องอยู่ในพื้นที่นะครับได้วิเคราะห์แล้วก็ประเมินคร่าวๆให้ฟังก็มันมีเรื่องเกี่ยวพันหมดทั้งการเมืองทั้งเรื่องของความไม่หวังดีนะครับการที่ไม่ต้องการเห็นความสงบสุขหรือสันติสุขเกิดขึ้นแล้วก็รวมไปถึงเรื่องของการบอกก่อนที่จะมีการต่ออายุการประกาศสถานการณ์ฉุกเฉินเนี่ยก็มักจะมีเรื่องเหล่านี้เกิดขึ้นตามที่เขาเก็บสถิติมานะครับผมก็ฟังแต่ว่าสิ่งที่ต้องแจ้งเขาก็คือการข่าวต้องสังคายนาอย่างมากไม่ว่าจะพูดว่าจะเกิดเหตุจากอะไรก็แล้วแต่หรือจะบอกว่าสุดความสามารถในการที่จะไปทราบได้อะไรได้เนี่ยในทางฐานะที่เป็นผู้บริหารมันก็ต้องบอกว่ารับฟังไม่ได้
The Prime Minister also warned the Secretary General of the Southern Border Provinces Administrative Center that responsibility cannot be avoided when incidents occur, as the area remains under the emergency decree with martial law still in effect in some districts. Meanwhile, the Narathiwat Task Force has lifted the curfew and martial law in Narathiwat province, saying the situation is now under control. The move aims to ease public hardship and support local economic activity and tourism. However, security forces remain on high alert, maintaining a strong presence to ensure safety and prevent further incidents. Police say investigations are progressing with forensic evidence and CCTV images now being analyzed and compared with existing databases. While no group has been officially identified, authorities believe the attacks were intended to create instability in the region. Security measures have been tightened in key economic zones and high-risk areas, and special precautions are being implemented ahead of the upcoming election to protect both the public and election officials. Thailand's exporters remain cautiously optimistic this year, with shipments expected to grow above earlier forecasts, but concerns are mounting over foreign dominance in production, SME weakness, and rising global risks. The Thai National Shippers Council says exports this year still have a chance to expand by between 2% and 4%, higher than the Bank of Thailand's forecast of just 0.6% growth. The council says several product groups continue to perform well, including electronics, seafood, auto parts, coffee, processed food, rubber, and pet food. These sectors are helping to support overall export momentum. However, it warns that a key hidden issue issue is that much of the export growth comes from factories owned by foreign investors, producing goods in Thailand for overseas markets, rather than from Thai entrepreneurs themselves. At the same time, small and medium-sized enterprises are facing serious challenges. Many SMEs lack access to funding to upgrade machinery and technology, making it increasingly difficult to compete both locally and internationally. The Council also points to growing geopolitical risks this year, including U.S. trade policies, tariffs on Chinese goods, and fluctuations in the Thai baht. All of these factors directly affect Thailand's production capacity and export competitiveness.
นโยบายเศรษฐกิจที่กำหนดไปแล้วกำลังจะเดินอยู่แล้วเนี่ยนะฮะเพื่อให้ต่อเนื่องเพื่อไม่ให้การค้าสะดุดรัฐบาลใหม่จะต้องทบทวนโดยเร็วว่าถ้านโยบายเดิมที่ดีอยู่แล้วเนี่ยอย่าไปแตะมันเรื่องที่สองที่เราอยากเห็นนะครับก็คือการช่วยบริหารค่าเงินบาทนี่พูดถึงเรื่องการส่งออกนะฮะช่วยดูว่าประเทศไทยเนี่ยแข่งขันกับประเทศไหนบ้างโดยเฉพาะในภูมิภาคเพราะสินค้าใกล้เคียงกันมากเกษตรก็ใกล้เคียงกันอาหารใกล้เคียงกันอุตสาหกรรมก็ใกล้เคียงกันเพราะฉะนั้นรัฐบาลช่วยดูว่าอย่าให้ประเทศไทยเนี่ยแพ้ทางในเรื่องของค่าเงิน
Attention is now focused on January 14th when the U.S. Supreme Court is expected to rule on the president's authority to impose retaliatory tariffs. Exporters say the outcome could have global impacts, including on the U.S. dollar and international trade flows. The council chairman also advises against large-scale cash handouts, sharp increases in the minimum wage, and policies that could add pressure to business costs. Instead, he stresses the importance of maintaining currency stability and strengthening Thailand's position in the global supply chain. The council further urges the government to prevent the dumping of cheap foreign goods, promote the green economy, and upgrade the country's transport and logistics systems to improve long-term competitiveness. While export growth remains possible this year, exporters say Thailand must urgently address structural weaknesses, support SMEs, and adapt to global economic uncertainty to ensure sustainable growth. Thailand's economy could lag behind its regional peers in 2026 if political uncertainty persists. The International Institute for Trade and Development, or ITD, says shaky conditions are undermining investor confidence. ITD Executive Director Supakit Charoenkul said Thailand still holds important advantages as an upstream producer in agriculture. However, he stressed that the country must shift toward high-value agriculture by applying technology and AI to boost productivity and competitiveness. He also pointed to China's pivot toward advanced technology investment as an opening for Thailand to expand food exports. Moving forward, the institute expects global trade to become more complex this year. This is driven by new rules beyond price competition. These include tougher environmental measures such as cross-border carbon taxes and stricter sustainability standards. At home, Thai small and medium-sized enterprises that generate more than 35% of GDP are struggling with rising costs and limited access to technology. To address these challenges, the Institute has outlined 3 strategic directions. The focus is on developing advanced trade data and AI-driven analysis. The strategy shifts business development towards results-based support with stronger links to overseas markets. It also calls for deepening cooperation among government agencies and the private sector. And lastly, Bangkok is asking for public cooperation to work from home this week as PM 2.5 pollution levels are expected to increase during the peak dust season. Bangkok has officially entered the high-risk season for air pollution, with PM 2.5 levels expected to rise this week due to stagnant weather conditions that trap dust in the atmosphere. The Bangkok Metropolitan Administration, or BMA, is now urging residents to work from home where possible to reduce traffic emissions and ease the buildup of air pollution. Bangkok Governor Chachad Sittipan said the city has implemented dust control measures since last week. These include encouraging work-from-home arrangements and coordinating with the Ministry of Interior to tighten controls in surrounding provinces. 6 nearby provinces, including Pathum Thani, Chonburi, Prachinburi, Sa Kaeo, Nakhon Nayok, and Cha Cheong Sao, have been instructed to halt agricultural burning throughout this week. Authorities are also working with police to strictly inspect black smoke emissions from vehicles and have ordered construction sites to strengthen dust control measures to help reduce PM 2.5 levels. The governor said the situation is expected to improve by Wednesday if weather conditions become more favorable. And that wraps up our morning news report. Stay updated with the latest developments and more stories. Simply scan the QR code on your screen to access our full coverage across all media platforms. Until next time, I'm Tra Thirakalsan. สวัสดีค่ะ